Hey everyone, this is Pragadeesh Jayachandran. Welcome to SalesIQ's Actionable Marketing webinar. If you see, the internet has removed the geographical barrier that hindered the growth of businesses. But now they cannot be complacent on how their users engage and experience their product or service. In a world where a single mistake can literally break businesses, it doesn't matter who you are in terms of size and capacity, you are expected to provide the best customer experience and customer engagement. Automation and AI are the saviors here. How businesses put them to use can make them or break them. Today, in this session, we'll be focusing on automation and AI in relevance to customer engagement and customer experience in a purely business sense. That is, how your business can consume such automation and AI tools to provide the best for their customers. To have this discussion, we have a special guest here with us. Fiaz Ahamed is one of the product managers here at Zoho SalesIQ, and he takes care of products, automation and AI modules. Hello, Fiaz.
Hey, Pragadeesh.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Great. Thank you for coming to the show. We will discuss SalesIQ's automation and AI features and how it can be used to serve our users' customers. But before we launch into the discussion, I wanted to ask, as a PM who has to stay on top of things, what's your interest behind automation and your fascination with AI?
Well, it was nice of you to put automation and AI as two different entities. Well, if you see automation, the demand for automation has always been there. If we take a look at history, there has always been a growing demand for mechanization of human labor. People have put effort, time and money trying to automate anything that can be automated. And in in current day scenario, starting from primitive calculators to modern aircraft that are run on autopilots, automation like RPA has proliferated almost every industry. So it has become an important component of modern day businesses. It's no more a choice if you want automation or not. It has become a must. So each and every company is expected to use automation one way or the other. So, like I said, it has become a necessity. But artificial intelligence, on the other hand, if you talk about my interest, I definitely owe it to the developments in the last decade or so. Because the concept of formal reasoning and emulating human thoughts, that is artificial intelligence. It dates back to 18th century. Still, the progress made in artificial intelligence in the last decade, it has really been unprecedented. In fact, nobody saw this coming. This could be mainly because the wide adoption of cloud computing and the introduction of smartphones. We all know what it was before smartphones and how it has been after smartphones, at least most of us. And because of that, there was actually a seamless access to internet. And because of all these reasons, we started generating data 24/7, either directly or indirectly. When we talk about any AI growth, this data that we are generating is the cornerstone of its growth. So right now, AI is actually a buzzword, and it has become a topic of constant discussion. Now we are seeing new developments and significant developments emerging in that field every month, if not every week. I mean, just look at past few weeks, if not past couple of months. We've had a ChatGPT and we've had a Bard. And now Salesforce has announced Einstein GPT. It is really fascinating to see how much of development we are doing, and in a short span of time. This development and the potential it holds for the future, that really intrigues me a lot. And of course, we need to catch up with these kind of technologies, else we become dinosaur one day or the other.
Okay. ChatGPT just crossed 100 million users within just 2 months. So there is a lot, as you mentioned, there is a lot going on in this space. But what are the current AI trends that you are excited about?
Well, if you talk about the current trend, definitely it's going to be generative AI. In fact, it could be the focal point of attention for maybe a couple of years, in fact, more than that. Because so many generative models are those deep learning models or AI that can generate content. For example, ChatGPT is a generative model. DALL-E 2 that OpenAI had released, it actually takes text as input and generates images. So these are all examples of generative models. Like I said, so many generative models are being released in a very short span of time. Like I said, it was OpenAI's DALI, and then NVIDIA released GAN, and then last year, I think Stable Diffusion was released, and then OpenAI again released DALI 2, and now the ChatGPT, Bard, and Einstein GPT. A decade ago, the trend would have been completely different. Every company, they would have tried to compete with these kind of models. They would have put in so much of effort, time, and money trying to come up with data sets on their own, coming to build models on their own and compete with these kind of models directly in the market. But right now, the trend has completely changed. Nobody wants to reinvent the wheel anymore. You see, every startup, any company, or even established companies, they are not very focused on building these kind of models. What they want to do is they want to capitalize on these models and come up with features that can serve their end customers. Because we all know that customers and business owners, they don't really care about the technology. What they need is a solution to their business problem. They want some kind of feature or a business solution that can elevate their business. So they don't really care about the technology that is being used in the backend. So the trend will be, like I said, it's going to be usage of these kind of predictive models that are being released, and they will come up with these kind of apps and features that will be used by the end customers directly. I mean, you can see, right?
Yeah.
These models right now, they are generating contents. They are actually coming up with programming solutions. They are debugging. They are doing all kind of text processing. So yes, there is a huge scope for generative AI. But in fact, this kind of trend, right? It has already started to take shape. We can see most of us might be familiar with Lensa's Magic Avatar. For those of you who might not be aware of it, Lensa's Magic Avatar, it takes input from us. It actually takes maybe like 10 to 12 images from us, and it converts those images into animated images. It's actually being used in social media. Lensa actually uses Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion is one of those algorithms that was released in August of 2022. And Lensa was able to capitalize on that, and it came up with this feature, and the feature was released in November. So it's actually a couple of months. So this is again a proof of how easy it is to incorporate these kind of advanced models into features and apps. And when Lensa came out, nobody actually expected it to garner the social media attention it has garnered. I know it has become a big social media hit. So definitely there's going to be a big scope for generative AI in the future. And out of all industries, I speculate SaaS companies will be benefiting more from these kind of developments. And being a part of SaaS company, I hope to join the body as well.
I'm glad to share that optimism with you, Fiaz. We are going to discuss a lot of AI questions here, but before do that, let me take a small detour here to ask a product-related question, as I want to clear the air for our customers. Yes, the AI and automation space is getting interested. There are a lot of new things coming in, but we already have AI and automation features that caters to 3 major departments in every organization. How can our SalesIQ users utilize them to its fullest potential?
Okay, so if you examine the 3 departments that benefit from SalesIQ, they are marketing, sales, and support. You will see that these 3 departments, they are the core of any business, irrespective of its size. It's important to promote your product and services. It's important to sell your product as well as provide customer support throughout the journey. Now, as a result, customer engagement tool has become an essential requirement for business right now. But in modern day business, any customer engagement is not enough. You need customer engagement with standards. For example, everybody using the customer engagement tool, they want it to be adaptable with different platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. And it's quite understandable because that's where your potential customer pool is. And customer, on the other hand, they want 24/7 support. They no longer want to send out a mail and sit there waiting for a reply. So the need of the hour right now is we can say it's omnipresent real-time customer engagement. That is the need of the hour. And SalesIQ provides that. The usage of a tool like SalesIQ by itself, it optimizes business. But in order to maximize its value, especially for small and medium-scale businesses, right? I suggest taking a look at SalesIQ from a CRM perspective. We can start seeing SalesIQ as a miniature CRM. Yes, it is a live chat and website tracking software. In addition to that, the roadmap right now, it's actually converting SalesIQ into a miniature CRM. Like I said, it helps you see where your customers are coming from. It helps you track their behavior. It allows you to interact with them, keep track of leads and contact, and it also helps you drive a sales process and, of course, provide support. So that is my suggestion when it comes to where SalesIQ will sit in your business. But if you talk about features, in addition to being a live chat and visitor tracking software, features like SDK, bots, and IM channel integration, they have been more beneficial to our customers recently. If you talk about automation and AI features in specific, few things that I would like to make a note of here is AnswerBot. AnswerBot, for those of you who might not be familiar with AnswerBot, it is actually a feature that is intended to reduce the load on your customer support. We can see that most customer support, they are actually bombarded with redundant questions now and then. So AnswerBot is intended to reduce that kind of load. It suggests articles and FAQs to screen out redundant queries from your customers. Where your customer support team, they can focus more on personalized questions and issues. That is something that will help business with smaller support team or even solopreneurs. Another few example of automation features is lead scoring, triggers, and all these things. All these features, right, they will help you identify and proactively engage with bigger prospects. These features, when they are combined with a feature like Zobot, they make sure that you don't miss out on any opportunities. An example of this would be, for instance, let's say you run a business in New York. In this case, the chances of people living in New York becoming your customers is higher. What you would want is, you want your marketing team to reach out to them first before the others. In this case, what you can do is, you can create a bot that proactively engages with any website visitors that come outside of New York, and you can ask your support team to concentrate on people who are coming inside of New York. So this can be done using triggers. The operators, they can proactively initiate these chats. And lead scoring, it actually is a combination of all these things. For example, you want a New Yorkers, and you want for a combination of all these tools, right? It can be done in lead scoring. So these are all some of the automation features that has been proven to be beneficial to our customers. So this way, your customer engagement sort of gets streamlined. So these are some of these things I strongly recommend our customers to use.
I hope the customers listening to you talking about this feature would start using if they aren't using it. So now we obviously have to talk about the elephant in the room, ChatGPT. When a new tech arrives, the expectation creates chaos, which leads to so much smoke around it, which makes it impossible to see it objectively. The same can be said about ChatGPT as well. Like we mentioned earlier, within 2 months, the platform has garnered more than 100 million users, which is unprecedented in the history of internet. So how do you see this new tech? As a product manager, how do you envision how it can be used in terms of customer experience and engagement? I do understand that it is an up and coming tech and we can't figure out what the use cases could be now. But I just wanted to ask if you have a sketch on how it's going to be.
But before presenting my vision on where ChatGPT is going to take us, you must all definitely acknowledge this remarkable contribution.
We should.
ChatGPT is trained on GPT-3, the 175 billion parameter language model. It was released somewhere around 2020, I guess. Now, when it was released, there was actually a lot of talk about it back then, but the expectation, it eventually fizzled out. And the real applications of it were never fully explored. This is because at that time, GPT-3 was the biggest language model in terms of parameters, and it was good at answering questions as well, but it was really far from perfect. What we are seeing right now, more than the data, more than the parameter and everything, is the effort that went behind refining this model, GPT-3. Now, there has been a lot of interviews where OpenAI employees have said that they manually labeled the outputs. That is, you tell the model when this is the question, this should be the answer, and the model learns from that. So something like that. And then they rank the outputs. So like when a model gives out a response, they are actually ranking the output. All these together, they are is fed as an input to reinforcement learning. So this eventually improved the language model, and now it actually answers questions, chit chats, programs. It empathizes with you. It passes all kind of exams. Not just that. I actually read that not just only data, but people from OpenAI, they have used programming to teach formal reasoning for ChatGPT. So that is a big effort when it comes to supervised learning part. In fact, that is the reason we are discussing what we are seeing right now. So big kudos to them. This is definitely a big milestone. But when it comes to the application part itself, it is going to create a lot of new opportunities, job opportunities, especially in field like data analysis. We can see a lot of data scientists coming up. It will definitely assist workers in their jobs, help them be more effective and efficient. And that is the whole motto behind releasing such a big technology. And again, like I said, it's going to pave way for apps and features like Magic Avatar and everything. So it's all obvious. But you don't need me to tell what are all the applications of ChatGPT. And that is, like I said, it is the talking point everywhere. But from my perspective, one major question asked is it going to replace jobs, replace humans, take over jobs and all these things? Yes, it is a threat to some of the jobs, mainly the entry-level ones. Any job that is repetitive or a routine is definitely under jeopardy here. For instance, junior programmers, copywriters, basic customer support are all jobs that AI can take over in the next few years. As for the applications itself, from a product development perspective, a challenge with ChatGPT is setting the benchmark for perfection and identifying where the technology will fit inside the product. I can give an example here as well. You can ask ChatGPT a medicine for headache. I actually tried it, and it gave me the right answer. You can ask a diagnostics question, and it will give us a set of possible directions. It even passed a medical exam in the United States. What if all these together encourages someone to come up with a diagnostics and medication app, and people start using it? That's a scenario where this very technology becomes dangerous. Similarly, it writes essays and poems. It doesn't guarantee against plagiarism. After all, it is trained with a historical data set that was originally someone else's creation. And I've heard that there is a lawsuit filed against Magic Avatar from artists saying that this particular feature was trained with our own creation. So we paid royalty for every penny it earns. So we cannot rule out the possibility of plagiarism and redundancy here. So my idea of how it should be used is it should be strategically and thoughtfully placed inside product to augment human abilities. And it shouldn't be intended to completely replace any human work right now. That is when we'll start seeing the real capability of this technology. Yes, replacing humans, it should be a byproduct that comes along as the technology grows. Right usage of ChatGPT should be the focus of this stage of AI evolution. Because at the end of the day, as the famous quote says, a child crawls and walks before it can run. So AI is crawling right now. So the focus should be on building features using crawling AI, not a walking or running one.
Love that analogy, Fiaz. Well, the crawling baby is making the world go round. What's going to happen when it starts walking and running? Let's see. Now is the question for all of our users waiting for ChatGPT and SalesIQ. What can our SalesIQ users expect from it? What problem can it solve for our customers?
Well, we have been examining the potential and domains where ChatGPT can extend its assistance in SalesIQ. Now, undoubtedly, one of the most apparent areas of application is the conversation module. Now, in this context, our team has been exploring the possibility of incorporating a feature called Quick Replies. Now, it encompasses far more capabilities than the existing Smart Suggestion feature. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Smart Suggestion, it is a feature in SalesIQ that recommends articles and FAQs to operators. So when a visitor asks a query, if an article can be given as a response for the query, Smart Suggestion automatically displays it as suggestions to the operator. So the operator can click on it and share it with the visitor. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to elevate this feature and try to teach it direct answering. That is not just suggesting articles, but we want the system to learn the answer from the knowledge base section and give it as direct answers to the visitors. So that is one feature we are looking at. The second feature that we are looking at is a fact check. This feature will ensure that your operators do not provide erroneous answer to customers. This again will enhance the quality of customer service. Apart from that, auto tagging, auto complete. Again, these are all some of the features that are in POC stages right now.
Okay, that is great. So even though ChatGPT has wide use cases, from what we have seen so far, all the customer support teams are really excited to get this for their team, as AI possesses the potential to reduce the workload, save time, and increase customer satisfaction. On that note, how is customer service going to change with ChatGPT and AI?
Well, customer support is definitely poised to undergo a significant transformation here. Because chatbots have already demonstrated their capability as a game-changing innovation. Now, our ambition again is to elevate this technology to new heights by offering support in multiple languages and implementing reinforcement learning to support decision-making process. Once again, talking about AnswerBot. Initially, when AnswerBot was released, it was aimed at filtering out repetitive queries. Now, while it has performed well in this regard, we are anticipating even more exceptional performance from AnswerBot. We are also looking to expand the scope of AnswerBot so that we can do actions rather than just answering questions. So you ask some question, what is the status of my delivery? AnswerBot will be able to interact with third-party application, identify the status of the delivery after authentication and everything. It will be able to give you the answer. So that is one area we are trying to work. Apart from bots, we have been trying to integrate machine learning into routing process. When a visitor initiates a chat, which operator will be the right person to answer this visitor? That is one area we are trying to implement in routing process. And apart from that, we are chat flow prediction, how the chat is going, what will be the chat, how is the chat going, how the chat should be done. That is chat flow prediction. And by scrutinizing patterns, right, these features will help SalesIQ customers get the maximum from their support team. It will also make sure that they do not miss out on any opportunities. So yes, customer support is definitely set to be one of our primary targets in upcoming AI features.
I hope all the support executives attending this session is taking notes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we have come to the end of the session, and this is my last question.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of answered this briefly, but I'm asking if there is more we can expect in this zone, as in where is AI in our SalesIQ's roadmap?
I think I have given out enough already.
Yeah.
But if we talk about the roadmap, one rule we follow whenever we come up with any feature or selecting feature to take up is that we don't do something just because we can. No, it is very important for us to understand the true value of a technology and where it has to be placed inside our product. With that in mind, value-added customer requirements will be the priority above anything else, no matter how shiny they look. Now, in the past, we have received numerous feature requests which are not possible at that time to implement. But with the emergence of advanced AI models, we can now explore these possibilities. So when ChatGPT was out, our initial plan was to go through our customer requirements in the past and see which of those problem statements can be addressed with this technology. Now, additionally, we do consider the cost, time, and effort that customer will have to put into use each feature. So this has been one of the main component of our feature release checklist. So going by that, not only ChatGPT, we are also looking forward to what Bard AI can do. Now, being open source aside, the amount of real-time data that Google has access to is like night and day compared with others. Maybe now that Microsoft is incorporating ChatGPT in Bing browser, we could have more options. Yes, there are many AI services that are being built in-house as well. So we will look into capitalizing all these. to list out some of the areas where we plan to use AI is reports, knowledge base, bots obviously, triggers, routing, lead conversion funnel, and we are experimenting with speech as well.
Okay.
So all in all, we can expect an announcement from SalesIQ regarding this one.
I'm excited and hope all the audience here are excited as well. So thank you, Fiaz, for being here and sharing your knowledge with us. I think we can wrap up, Fiaz. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here and sharing your knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for participating.